everyone, and welcome to a very special Halloween guest stream, where we have some very special guests with us today.
Pace, you captain or what?
I'll drive for now. We can mix it up if see how Joe's feeling after he gets warmed up, you know?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Once he starts getting shouty.
Exactly. I'm here to get carried though. Like, let's be real about that.
Both of you guys have managed to put like thousands of hours into the game. Is there anything in particular that you enjoy about the game, or like?
Yeah, that's combined like 80-20, like more like 90.
I've got at least 100 hours. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just at least. So what was the end of the question? I'm so sorry. I just thought that was funny.
No, it's alright. Sorry. It's just like, what would you say like drew you to the game, and like what like obviously you're
how did
continuing
you
to play.
start out playing Sea of Thieves?
Yeah.
Oh man, Pace, what the heck draws you to the game still?
Honestly, for me, yeah, I've just noticed a trend in gaming the past couple of years with like all the battle royales and like all the stuff like that, and like I feel like more of an open world kind of sense of the unknown is what draws me to this. It's just something different every day. It can be, you know, you can do anything. You know, it's not like you load into a game and you're going to get the same result every time.
I think this game is, I feel like it's an untapped market, to be honest, that not a lot of companies take on, which is the PvE, PvP aspect, which is where you're not safe anywhere, essentially, but it's kind of like, I mean, I don't know, I don't want to bring up other games, but it's like the Dark Zone and Division, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Very heavy PvE, very rewarding, but, you know, PvP on top of it to make it just that much more rewarding, you know what I mean, with the risk of losing stuff, and I just love that feeling.
Same. That's it, exactly.
What's the intent for this little
I'm not totally sure. See what he's up to. He's at a little tiny island.
Oh, what sales has he got?
I'm not sure.
Oh, he's got Halo.
Halo sales.
Yeah, let's see what he's doing real quick. Yeah, let's see what he's doing real quick.
Oh, he's going left. He's going left.
Oh, he's leaving. Harpoon him.
I'll be able to hit a shot here.
There's two.
Oh, we got him.
Gonna need some cannons. Gonna need some cannons.
It or not.
There we go. Yeah, feels good right there. Yep.
One dead. I anchored him. This guy's just kind of hanging out.
Oh, I'm anchored.
He's just relaxing. He's just relaxing, you know. I'm sorry, man. Oh, I'm sorry. It was bad.
What they got going? What kind of quests they working on?
Other Souls.
The notable crew of the.
So, reasonably low.
Wait, are they? Is that a chest here?
What?
What am I seeing on the map right there? What is on this map? That skull.
That's ours, isn't it?
Oh, that's ours. Oh, I forgot we had that. I was like, there's a chest here. Okay, never mind.
Knock this down real quick.
I think we forgot to shout trick or treat, by the way.
If you had the choice, what's one thing you'd like to see come to Sea of Thieves?
Oh no, don't say that.
I'm opening it up to you.
The one thing.
One thing. You've only got one thing on your little Christmas list.
Oh, my double gun back.
So if you had two things.
Oh man. Honestly, I would really love to see dailies and weeklies. I've kind of been talking about that for a million years. I really like the idea of a daily and weekly somethings. You know, I think it'll just drive a little bit more stuff to look forward to, and just have like these nice elite quests for starting people to do, and get a little bit more flow of loot at the sea. You know what I mean? Yeah. That isn't just all related to forts, right? Essentially, you want to keep like the voyages pretty solid and popping with good balance between forts and voyages. Also, I like that. So I just recently went up to the north. I tucked onto a ship. And they brought me with the shrouded, what is that thing called? The shrouded ghost? Is that what that is? Shrouded ghost. Shroud breaker. I don't know why I said that. The shroud breaker, I can go through the red zone. Yeah. And that whole area up there is super freaking cool.
Yeah.
And I would like to. I mean, doing more with that would be pretty freaking awesome, and make it so the shroud breaker's kind of like a what's the word I'm looking for here? It's like it has like a sense of progress, right? It's got a like, in order to get to these quests up here, you need the shroud breaker to get up here to do them. It's got like a God, why am I not
An
thinking
extension of what it is now. I get what you're saying.
I'm not looking at that. God damn it. But yeah, something like that. I don't know if that came off as progression, like I said, like a progression thing,
We definitely have plans in the future, so I can hit a few of those things actually. We definitely have plans in the future to utilize that space more. So I was chatting to Mike, our design director, about this the other day actually. Like, he's got some super cool plans as to how we use that and how we kind of set people some cool and interesting challenges and stuff around that space in the world, which is cool. And then when it comes to the kind of daily stuff, we've got some things planned around Christmas, haven't we? Which we're still firming up the design for, so Alex won't be particularly pleased with me talking about it. But but no, we've got some stuff planned that kind of, I think, scratches that itch a little bit. It's actually a big test for us, I think, to run a different kind of campaign of things to do, things to kind of engage with. So it'll be, I think there'll be some interesting things around on the lead up to Christmas.
Is that ever like a conversation in the dev team to be like, is there anything that we can do to minimize server hopping or eliminate it completely, or what's the reason they do it in the first place? There's not an easy answer to that question, obviously.
Part of that unexpected nature, or the kind of unpredictable nature, is part of the game's design, right? Of like not knowing where ships are, what they're doing and stuff. But as we look forward, giving people reasons to opt into kind of higher risk things, or displaying themselves, or kind of stuff like that, will hopefully make it more obvious where other ships are if they've kind of opted into and stuff, and more reasons for people to kind of engage in high risk activities, which will surface to other players. I don't want to get into too much detail on that, but
so like more like a point of interest essentially.
A little bit, like the Fort the Damned is that, right? It's a point of interest that pulls people together, but also
of course
voyages and stuff that people can opt into that maybe have a higher risk and a higher reward, but also they have a higher risk from other players, and so other players will be more aware where things are happening or where players are, and so it's you can probably
even with what you guys were talking about before, with like creating incentive for loot on your ship would probably help that scenario even a little bit as well. So that's good.
Yeah. So totally, like those things all tie together as well. So Mike and the team have got some really cool plans about how they do that, kind of how they add more variety and risk and opt-in kind of stuff to the different trading companies and quests that are kind of out there. So that will hopefully answer that in terms of both getting, like you say, making it that there's more loot in the world. Also, it's more obvious where that is, and people have kind of opted into kind of riskier challenges, knowing that they're going to be inviting the attentions of less nefarious players such as yourself. Or more nefarious.
Much like a more
nefarious.
Yeah, more. Yeah.
Like a kind of more advanced version of exactly what we're doing now.
A little bit, yeah.
It's like we're after this ship. We know where it is. Like,
they know where we are.
They know where we are.
They know we're coming because we've got that big thing on our ship. Yeah. So.
I would like some activities too, and I've been talking about this a little bit with some of my friends, but like when I did like that Sea Dogs defense thing where I just kind of made that up, I'd like to see maybe a little more activities that maybe don't include the ship as much as I like it. But like you said, even at like Shores of Gold, like if you went up there, you might run into some like land PvP. There might be some more options to like expand it to not always being on the ship, but I do enjoy that a lot too. So diversifying a little bit.
So what do you mean, like specifically, Pace? Like you want more like port stuff?
So like I did this thing where like we went to the Sea Dogs Tavern and I put a bunch of Reaper's chests there, so people would be like, oh, what the hell are those doing there? You know what I'm saying? And then like people would like get off their ship and come up and we would fight like without the boat. Like we were just like shooting and like doing some stuff there. And then I did it again in the Trap Maker. There's a tall tale with like a bunch of traps and stuff. And like I lured these people down with the chests and they were looking for it. And I like flipped the switch and like a spike came out and killed them, and it was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just like different things, like, you know, expanding on what you already have, but just mixing it up a little bit too, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yo, I just thought of something right now on the spot. You ready, Pace?
Let's go.
Yeah.
A theme to turn in. You change it to the pirate legend area only.
Yeah, like you bring it down, you mean?
You have to bring it down there, so you have to bust out the freaking little song, open up the little thing, bring it down there and turn.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I got into a fight down there the other day. I never see people down there. It was super cool, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you got some fights without the ship. Kind of the same thing I just talked about. Like you were down there just slaying out with some other people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first thing you do is you force everyone to be hot mics at all times.
Don't get me wrong, I love that. I love that about the game.
Some of the greatest content of all time comes out of the hot mics. It's so fun.
Yeah.
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 These guys are gonna have a billion kegs. I don't know if you want to just shoot over there and see what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Hey, I got a question. How about, have you guys ever thought about adding another ladder to the galleon? Because when you're climbing a ladder and there's 4 guys with shotguns staring at them, it kind of like, it makes me want to, beat my face in with my keyboard sometimes.
which is also great content. So we have definitely heard the feedback. Like I think Fort of the Damned especially has brought a lot of feedback around kind of just player-to-player combat, including the kind of balances. Oh, Kraken!
Oh, no.
Kraken!
just turn the ship to the right, Pace, and I'll shoot out the left.
So we are doing Kraken.
I'm gonna catch this wind
Or you
here.
can turn it to the left, and I can shoot the right. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna get us in this wind, and we'll get out. We'll get out of this quick.
I love how they're unfazed by it.
I know.
You're like panicking.
I'm like, which way do we want? Oh, the window.
I'm getting sucked
Maybe it
in.
sucks.
Hang on.
Is that you or me? I think it's both of us.
Both. Yeah. Hey,
We
bud.
are the airbenders.
Having a little moment down here together. It's lovely. Before we got so rudely interrupted by Karen the Kraken, I was chatting I was trying to answer your question around the have we considered adding a different way to board the galleon? And so so we've definitely been hearing feedback from multiple avenues, including Twitter, but around kind of combat and the balance between the different weapons and the balance between the different ships, and definitely the Fort of the Damned has kind of, with that focus on players battling together a lot more, it's definitely heightened the kind of feedback around that. So we are looking at how the different weapons play against each other, and the balance there, because I know that's a particular kind of topic too. So yeah, we are looking at all of that, and we will share an update in a kind of dev update pretty soon. We are looking at the balance between the different ships as well.
Yo, these guys got a lot of food, by the way. I've been sitting on this sloop for a while. You want me to anchor it? I got you.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, I was just kind of chilling. I was letting them talk. I didn't want to interrupt, I got them. We're good.
All right, good.
Oh, we sound like
These guys had so many pineapples, bro. Dude, they have cooked fish. Yo, I gotta save this ship. You guys gotta get over here.
Okay, all right, we gotta take care of this
you gotta
ghost
farm
ship,
these.
though.
We gotta farm these guys real quick, just real fast.
All right, we're gonna anchor in front of them. We'll T-bone them.
I killed both of them.
All right.
I just sank their ship. I threw a bucket of water on it. All the fish is gone, dude. There wasn't that much fish, but there was a lot of mangoes and stuff,
That's good.
I got a pork chop for someone if you guys want it. It's cooking everything. They were just
getting ready for the
there's
Fort
so
of the
much
Damned.
stuff there. Yeah, maybe, honestly. We just hooked him up with another color.
Always giving.
There you go. Any plans on potentially building on like story missions in the sense of like, because listen, the story missions are cool, but when they first came out, my big gripe with them was that there wasn't enough to steal on it, and that it was a little bit more catered to PvE and not thought about in the PvP fashion. Like maybe, I don't know, creating a little bit more reward for some of the like ending rewards or something for some of the story quests. I know that's a ridiculous question too, specific. I'm just trying to just bust questions out right now that I'm curious about.
Yeah. So it's absolutely good, like a good question. So yeah, so we like there being risk and reward in the world, right? And having the tall tales in a shared world was something we wanted to try, and we wanted to kind of see how it landed. And definitely the tension there right now is between like the quest objects not having value. So like if you do take them off someone and throw them in water, it's kind of to the people who are on the quest, it just feels like griefing because there's no value for it. But
exactly.
It's also
when you come across some guys like Key or something like that. I don't want to like throw it off and make this guy. Just.
Yeah. So. How we can better solve that is definitely a topic of conversation.
I have another question. I just thought of off the top of my head. Sorry, I'm just saying. Listen, if I knew we were gonna go this hardcore, I would have wrote some notes down. I thought today was just gonna be kind of like a stay away from the hard topic sessions. But I just want to. Okay.
No, we're good.
So any thought of now in the sense of like risk versus reward? One of the big problems with Athena's always, according to me, was that there was never a risk for them to ever put anything into the Athena. Has there ever been a thought on maybe coming out with some sort of very high level quest that costs a lot of gold, like that hard-earned money that you're trying to gain? Anything that's going to cost a lot of gold only for that server, so that you're basically committed to that quest that you're on, right? Or there's more invested in it, essentially. Rather than just being like, oh, well, these guys are killing us. Let's just go to the next one, pop $200 onto the Athena, and start it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does, totally. I'll have a chat with Mike about that, because it's a good idea. I'm trying to think of the problems with it, which is always my go-to whenever anybody suggests something. I'm like, so how would that break?
I'm sure there is.
In spirit, with the idea of kind of providing higher risk, higher reward kind of stuff that has higher investment, especially for highly skilled players or for highly ranked players. Love that as a kind of as a thought process. Yeah.
When you were saying earlier about the Pace using the Reaper's chest, like honestly, the Reaper's chest to me is the biggest tool addition since like the explosive barrels. Like for me, that means that much.
Yeah, I think.
Maybe harpoon.
I think they need to be incentivized a little more. Personally, I don't really see people go for them anymore.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was gonna be like, you need to throw gold on top of that shit. Then, if you want people to go for them, you know what I mean. Doubloons are cool, but you throw a little gold on there extra, it'll cause a little bit more people going for it. You see a lot of them floating around.
I wouldn't be opposed either if there was some way, instead of they have the beam of light, right?
Yeah.
So like. Let's say that if a beam of light was green for unclaimed and then red for claimed, because some people don't even look at their map. So like my Reaper's idea, like at Sea Dog's Tavern, like if there was 3 red beams coming from Sea Dogs, then we were like, oh, what's going on over there? They might not have noticed it. So I feel like a lot of people don't know this one picked up. So I don't know if that could be an option too. I don't know if that's hard. I mean, that might be hard to do.
So. Oh, you mean like once you drop it, it's like the beam comes back rather than just having...
maybe like a different color, or even if you're holding it, have the option to kind of flaunt it a little bit more. I guess would be.
Yeah. So basically, the difference between before it's collected and then someone's got it and now it's changed
color, but
state.
It's still there.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
For how long it's been on your ship, it'll turn colors.
I think that'd be cool too. Just some way, because like I said, sometimes I probably do too. But like I've tried to do that Reaper's defense thing like maybe like 10 times, and it's only worked like twice. Like sometimes people will never come for it, even though there's 3 Reapers clearly on the map. Like, oh, we could go get 3 of these things, or at least check it out. Like, oh, what's going on over here? Like, I feel like more people would be curious about that if they actually noticed it.
There was a sloop. Behind the ship. I don't know if it's still there.
Okay.
Yeah, directly behind, over by a shipwreck, I think.
Okay.
Oh, I got a question for you guys. Listen, I've been thinking about this for 1,000,000 years, okay? And you can shoot me down on this, it's completely fine. But have you guys ever thought about the idea of, okay, I know tucking on ships isn't, the main focus. I get that. I'm a weirdo. But have you ever thought about the idea of not like stealing somebody's quest, but being able to like jot down where their destinations are, or if they're on a certain part of it, and like being able to figure out where the X's are on a certain island, essentially something like that. Maybe something that would take a very long animation to do, where it's not something that's super easy to be done. You know what I mean?
So if you manage to sneak on someone's ship and then kind of take a look at their map, basically, or take a look at their quest and then sort of steal the information.
Essentially, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's kind of
It is cool.
I know something like that would be, I would say, incredibly hard to code, because along with that, it would be nice, like, if you found that information, to be able to actually dig up a chest on their quest. But I imagine that's easier said than done. Because infiltrating on someone else's quest line's got to be tough, I imagine.
Yeah, well, like everything is kind of connected to the crew. That's like it's all coded in that way. But like it's definitely it's an interesting idea. You know, we purposely we purposely put in that you have the you know, the fact you can go and see what quests people are on their thing, and then you can go and look at their map and see where they've marked. So we purposely have exposed some information. It's whether you could then dig in and find more. So it's certainly aligned to the intent of the game of like.
Gotcha. Might be a little too far.
I don't know. To be honest, like I don't know. It's something that we're discussing. Does that feel right? It's like or not? I don't know.
Is there a way that like we could speed up people getting out of the outposts? Like, I don't know, starting them with maybe a little bit more supplies, or so I feel like people spend a lot of time at the outpost when they log in, and they're just like sometimes you see 2-3 ships not do anything for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, because they're all just gathering resources and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
If you don't get on your ship in 2 minutes, a big meteor from
Yeah.
That's like. I'm getting a sense of your problem-solving techniques of it. It's it's just hit it on the head with a hammer. But I can see why that you're giving that feedback. I've had some thoughts myself around how we speed that up, but they haven't been vetted by anybody else at the studio, so I'm not going to share them here. But yeah, like I think actually. Respect for people's time as much as anything else is one of the things that's kind of like we're feeding into our thing. Not everybody has hours and hours and hours to play the game, right? And so if you're not able to get into action straight away because you have to spend quite a lot of time doing that, I could see why you know, like trying to provide a way to kind of shortcut that potentially might be a good thing for people. So it would aid them and it would aid everyone else, right? Because the ships are getting out sooner. So yeah,
I know it's kind of frustrating, right? It can be, but I feel like you know, one of the cool things about this game is you just fucking kick back with your boys. If you guys just want to sit there and shop at an island for 3 hours, I mean, you can do whatever the heck you want. I like that, you know.
Yeah, some of the people are saying like Hackwood on Twitter saying like maybe start with some stronger fruits rather than the bananas.
Yeah, bananas are.
Oh please, that is actually a good. Whoever said that is a genius. Just start everyone with tomatoes. We're good, dude.
Pomegranate. It's funny you said that. I was about to make a joke at this. The guy here calling them a tomato, but I was like, oh, maybe everybody else.
I chat is me crap about all the time.
We may or may not have started that. So
honestly, you're the one who got me into to sneaking on the ships too, Pace. I don't think if you wouldn't have told me about sneaking on the ships and tucking, I don't think I would have played nearly as long, because that like opened up the whole world for me.
Yeah, it's a completely different avenue to play.
Yeah.
And that's one of those accidental tools, right, that you guys discovered.
So many people would be like, the devs probably don't like tucking. I'm like, I don't think so. I'm like, I think they really like it. Like, I get that all the time.
It's
embrace it, you know.
It's genius.
I had the greatest tuck of all time. I think recently I got onto a brig. They were all hot mics and they were on an Athena, and they were all just mad at each other the whole time. It was so great.
It was actually hilarious. I was watching.
So there was one guy, the leader. He was so mad at every little thing they did. When I put a wiener on their map, he was losing his
actually,
you know.
He got so mad. He was so mad. It was so funny. They even brigged the guy because Summit was doing stuff to them, and they brigged the other crewmates. They were blaming it on him.
So someone gave me the idea after a while. This is maybe after I was on their ship doing this for like an hour, where I took all their circles away from the map that they can use, and I put a wiener like real like far in another part of the map. And they couldn't figure out what was going on, and they all gathered around the table, and they finally found it, and it was just perfectly zoomed in, took up the whole entire table. Oh, it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen.
It's
Oh goodness. But yeah, they were blaming this kid the whole time. It was the funniest thing ever. And you know what's funny about that? This kid, they dig up this Athena. This kid actually betrays them and goes and hides the Athena somewhere else where they can't find it. So
he was like, "You guys are being mean," and I hit it. Yeah, it was great. It was actually really funny. All right, well let's stop this brig. Let's see what's going on here.
This brig is going full pelt.
yeah.
I think we're too far for a YOLO shot. Actually,
Yeah,
I might.
We're close.
Oh,
They're shooting at us. They're shooting at us.
You got cannonballs, Joe?
Not very well.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot some random cannonballs out.
No, but I've got my gunpowder barrel place. This is my thing.
Oh god, all right. Actually, don't have. Where'd all our cannons go? Oh, they're in the.
I might just jump out on these guys.
Yeah, go.
Just
Yeah,
stay ahead of
go.
them. Just stay ahead of them.
Definitely
Stay ahead of
Don't
them.
don't jump.
I don't think I can
know,
cannon
I know.
out on him right now or not.
I
I'm
may have
not
made a
sure. I might
mistake
go. I
coming
think
in.
it's like he's right in this limbo spot.
Oh,
there we go,
that's
there
why
we
you
go.
don't have kegs. Go. I kegged them. That's why you don't have kegs right there.
Oh, nice. Good shot.
Immediately. That's why you don't have kegs.
No, yeah, that guy's done. They're dead. All right, let's pull these sails up, Joe. Let's get sails
I
up.
completely lost them. Where are they? Oh shoot, their sails all buckled.
Yeah, I blast them. They're done.
That's because he hit the keg.
Yeah, I just realized. Yeah, watch
Hold
this
on.
sloop just come by and just start murking them now. I'm pretty sure he's
They
going
probably
in.
will.
Hold on, I'm not leaving that there.
Oh yeah.
Are they doing a quest? Like, what are they doing?
I'm not on the ship yet. I missed it.
Oh shoot! All right.
I'm trying to. They're in like a full-blown right turn though. I'm pretty sure I'll be. Yeah, this sloop. This sloop's like, yeah, let's kick them while they're down. Their mast is all dipped over. These poor guys.
Shouldn't have a keg on their deck.
Honestly.
I hit that shot. That was
they
deep.
sank.
They sang.
See
Did
ya.
they sink? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
they're gone. They're gone. Kegged
Yeah,
out
the
of their
sloop is
minds.
anchored here too. The sloop's like they're super stoked.
About to roll up on this sloop.
Where did that
so-
other rig go, man?
I think it's straight ahead of us. Is
You
that
see a
it there?
different rig?
Yeah, to the right, slightly to the right of our front. So can you see them in the distance? The lights on.
Yeah, I see them. Yep. They
Oh, that is
are
them.
northwest.
Yeah, let's go straight for them.
Yeah.
Let's go straight for them. Let this. Unless you want to get this loot real quick.
Shoot into the water and just see if it's worth Summit. Just go check it out.
Okay.
And then mermaid back.
Yeah, you're
enough,
dreaming
alright.
on that shot.
Long Dong Silver.
Yeah.
on-
Yes.
on, Twitch is asking.
One of my buddies.
You ever plan on adding an instrument to the ship that records the knots of speed and allows players to go see how fast they're going?
We had that in the prototype
We
on
did.
Unity.
That's what
yeah.
made me ask the question.
Yeah,
because I was
yeah.
like, I remember always going up and checking it. Like,
Yeah. We had that in the prototype on Unity. I don't know why we never added it.
And the wind speed, right? Like on the
Yeah, the wind speed as well. Yeah. So, but I don't know because it was fun to keep checking that, wasn't it? And to see if you were going top speed and stuff. I don't know why we never added it, to be honest.
Wait, you guys used to have a speedometer?
It was on the like back. It was in the Unity prototype, which is what we prototyped gameplay in before we then made it fully in Unreal. And early on we had that at the back of the ship. You just go and check it every time, and it'd just tell you the speed
yeah,
basically.
we drop like rope
In
into the
knots.
water.
Yeah.
And
Well, in your imagination.
in
it'd
your
drop rope.
imagination, it just
would drop
spun.
rope. Yeah.
Just a cylinder that spun.
Just like the imaginary anchor. Like, believable, not realistic.
Listen, I didn't want to take shots here, but my first thought was the Kraken. But it's cool. You know.
Is there any thought to making the render distance for players and objects a little bit further? I know there's some technical limitations probably, but like yesterday we got into a fight and we were chasing somebody and I'm like, they should have mega barrels in their crow's nest, but I couldn't see them and I was pretty close. And then we got like an inch further and we saw it. I'm like, man, that should be a little bit easier to see, like render-wise.
Yeah. So
Because,
so that will be purely performance. The further you push something out,
Right.
the more it affects performance. So
Right.
it will just be a kind of balancing thing, and honestly, performance and memory is a constant battle. Like, because as
I
you
understand.
add more stuff, you have to find memory, you have to find kind of room for performance. So we basically
Not to mention it's cross-platform video game, so there's only so much
Right.
you can do for Xbox players,
Exactly.
not having a
Exactly.
disadvantage.
Yeah. That's true. Like the render distance kind of everything is pretty much the same across all. So the same with all the fog and everything else. So thanks for having my back there, Summit, on the explanation. Yeah.
Listen, hear me out here, okay? Hear me out here, all right? This is $50,000 quest. once a month, and it gives you 100 explosive barrels.
100 explosive.
All mega kegs, and only Pace can have it.
Love it.
This is not a fresh spawn, I don't think so. Or actually it is. Damn. No, maybe not. Go over there. So that's not. Go summit. Yeah.
Oops, that's
Despot.
The waves are killing me. The waves are going so hard I couldn't keep the. These guys look like they're finished.
Oh.
No, they're moving.
Setting
They're
sail.
moving.
They're setting sail.
Oh my god, I'm on their ladder.
All right.
Dude, I will cry like a baby if these guys are like turning in before an Athena pickup or something. Yeah, I'm on their ladder. They don't know I'm here yet, Pace. If you want me to drop an anchor, I might just try
if you want to see what they're
download
doing, yeah.
Oh, I've been spawned. Oh god, I'm anchoring.
All right, let's go sail
I'm dead.
down.
I didn't anchor.
Oh.
You didn't anchor them. All right.
Oh,
Let's go.
they look like
Sails
Pirate
left.
Legends, bro.
Yeah, got it.
They actually might be on an Athena here. Pace.
All right. Well, I'll wait till you respawn. We got to catch them. This is an
Where
easy
is he
board. They don't
going?
even. It's our left. They
Look at
don't even
that.
have their.
Look at that.
I'm going to shoot at them a little bit, Summit.
This is
just
not
so
an easy board. What do you mean? This I have
you
to shoot
got
at
this,
their
bro.
ladder. What do you mean? I have to shoot at their ladder? It makes no sense.
Oh, nice shot.
I just dumped.
Actually,
I'm
they
dunking.
should
You just knocked him off.
I have no cannonballs.
I've got the view. Hold on.
I am crapping on people right now, so I killed one. Just go Summit and then Joe repair.
No.
They're behind us. Yeah.
I'll help you.
Oh, me repair.
Alright,
okay.
I'm boarding them. I'm boarding them. I'm gonna anchor. I'm gonna try to sneak on.
See what their quest is.
Yeah, they might not have noticed us.
I killed.
All right, see what they're doing, Summit.
They're on nothing.
Oh, great. Well,
Pirates.
guess what? Anchor them. They're dead.
Well, I mean, they're dead anyways.
Okay,
So
well.
we're short on time, right? Why don't we head towards an outpost and turn this stuff in?
Yeah, I was just
All
going
right.
to say that.
Let's go back. All right, cool. We'll go right here.
Just,
think we're
yeah,
in close to
straight
somewhere.
west of us, Sanctuary.
Awesome. Now that we're handing that in, I think that's us at about time. So thank you everyone in the chat for joining us tonight. It was a super nice chill stream for Halloween. And thank you to you two guys for joining us like on the stream here tonight.
Yeah,
thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks. That was a lot of fun.
That
Yeah, I had a
lightning
great
bolt just
time.
took down our mast, bro.
Well,
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good time.
Well, there was a keg up there.
Oh, really?
Thank you very much for watching. Remember, if you liked what you saw, then there's a wealth of content already on our channel and there's lots more to come, so subscribe and click that little ship's bell for all those notifications. Cheers.